In the Netherlands, this doesn't shock anyone. Imagine a large, quiet room, soft, directional light from a high ceiling. Paintings line the walls, lit by that light. Visitors move slowly across polished wooden floors. Footsteps echo softly. Voices are hushed, a low murmur. In the center, a marble statue on a low plinth, a human figure in complete, unadorned form. Young students gather around. There is no giggling, no awkward shifting. Their gazes are curious, analytical, calm. This common scene is a quiet testament to a cultural norm. Nudity in art often fails to provoke shock or discomfort. This lack of surprise is not an accident, a result of history, cultural values, and deliberate presentation. The Dutch approach to art is deeply rooted in a broader cultural trait, a preference for directness and openness. In the Netherlands, there is a long-standing tradition of speaking plainly about subjects that might be considered sensitive elsewhere. This is not seen as rudeness, but as honesty and efficiency. The Dutch often value factual, straightforward communication over elaborate euphemism, over avoidance. This cultural backdrop provides fertile ground for open display and open discussion, including works that feature the nude human body. The same directness appears in a business meeting, in a conversation about politics, and it also shapes how art is approached. This value shows up across Dutch public life, in liberal laws and in the media landscape. There is a general belief in free expression and in the public's right to be informed. Concealing art or censoring historical works simply because they depict nudity often seems illogical and counterproductive. If a work is historically significant or artistically valuable, it should be seen and discussed openly, trusting the public's capacity for mature engagement. Dutch discourse is pragmatic, averse to moral panic. New exhibitions are weighed for artistic merits, context, and curatorial choices, rather than controversy. The normalization of nudity in Dutch museums is impossible to understand without looking back through the annals of art history. The interest in the human form is not a modern phenomenon, but a tradition stretching back centuries. During the Renaissance, there was a profound rebirth of interest in ancient Greece and ancient Rome. Classical cultures celebrated the human body as a symbol of beauty, strength, perfection. European artists, inspired by newly unearthed sculptures, studied the body with scientific and aesthetic rigor. The nude became central to high art. This tradition was adopted by artists in the Low Countries. Italian artists focused on mythological and religious figures. Dutch masters like Rembrandt brought a unique realism. They saw the body not as an ideal, but as it truly existed, with imperfections and individuality. They learned how muscles worked, how light fell on skin, how to convey emotion through posture and gesture. Painting a nude was the ultimate test of skill, mastery of light, shadow, color, form. These works were not hidden away. Commissioned by patrons, displayed in public buildings, collected by national museums. As institutions formed, works by Rembrandt, Rubens, and their contemporaries became cornerstones, treasures of cultural heritage. Generations of Dutch citizens grew up seeing these nudes not as shocking, but as proud symbols of an artistic legacy. A simple historical fact. The way an object is presented has immense power to shape our perception. Museums are masters of framing. In a Dutch museum, a painting of a nude figure is never just thrown onto a wall. It is carefully and deliberately framed, literally and figuratively. The physical frame signals that the object is a work of art, something of value and significance. More powerful still is the space around it. Quiet, spacious galleries, controlled lighting, respectful silence. Next to each work, a small label provides context, artist, year, title, and often a narrative, classical mythology, a biblical story, or a study of form. This information acts as instructions for the brain. You are looking at history, a technical achievement, a story. Context shifts the focus from the simple fact of nudity to meaning, intention, and history. The human brain seeks context. An image in isolation can unsettle. In a museum, its meaning becomes stable and understandable. The museum lends authority. The institution vouches for importance. Curatorial care is deliberate, providing intellectual and physical space to understand. This careful management of context is perhaps the single most important factor in neutralizing potential shock, fostering a culture of calm observation. To fully appreciate the Dutch stance, compare it with more conservative cultures where public nudity is met with controversy. Cultural and religious traditions may emphasize modesty, the body as private, to be concealed from public view. The link between nudity and sexuality can be so strong that separation is difficult, even in art. A nude in a public museum can be seen as improper, offensive, even a threat to public morality. Laws regulating decency and media self-censorship can restrict artistic expression, creating a feedback loop. Rare public nudity becomes more shocking, reinforcing concealment. In such environments, displays spark protests and debate. The contrast with the Netherlands is stark. Dutch law protects expression, museums have latitude to curate on merit, shielded from moral outcry. A work like Rembrandt's Danae is shown with quiet confidence, understood as a Golden Age masterpiece, not a provocation. There is nothing inherently natural about reactions to nudity. They are shaped by laws, media, education, and daily experience. The cultural lens, not the statue, makes the difference. The Dutch example cultivates a lens that prioritizes history, art, and education, allowing a more open, less anxious relationship with the human form in art. The human mind categorizes and responds based on context, key to why museum nudity isn't automatically sexual. From a young age, we differentiate. A patient's nudity is clinical. A baby's bath is natural and innocent. Context cues guide response. Entering a gallery primes us to look for beauty, skill, meaning, history. Silence, contemplative viewers, and information signal intellectual engagement, not base arousal. We attend to color, light, narrative, rather than nakedness itself. The brain inhibits one response and activates another. Like analyzing a love scene for craft or studying anatomy without personal emotion, museum goers develop automatic, intuitive separation. This isn't denial of sensuality. It recognizes many meanings: vulnerability, mortality, divinity, pure aesthetic harmony. By presenting the body as a subject for art, the museum opens a world of intellectual and emotional possibility. Calm acceptance is cultivated through education. This process begins early. Children learn how to look, how to read composition, how to interpret story. A nude by Titian, a nude by Ingress, presented for analysis like a map or a scientific diagram. Early exposure demystifies the nude. Familiarity reframes it as academic. Children are given tools to understand, building lifelong comfort with artistic nudity. Public discourse, reviews and documentaries, is informative and analytical, modeling thoughtful engagement. Museums offer tours, lectures, workshops, and online resources, providing context rather than assuming it. Special exhibitions include wall texts, audio guides, catalogs, ensuring context isn't lost and empowering intellectual engagement. Let us return one last time to the image of the Dutch Museum. The soft light, the quiet footsteps, the intent faces looking up at the canvas. The scene is not defined by what is depicted, but by the shared human response: curiosity, respect, quiet contemplation. This atmosphere is the culmination of a culture that values directness, a history that celebrates the human form, a psychology that sees context, and a commitment to education. Here, the normality of nudity is not a radical statement. It is the gentle outcome of a long cultural process. What this teaches us, our idea of normal is constructed by laws, schools, media, and public institutions. The Dutch Museum shows how a community can prioritize artistic heritage and intellectual freedom through framing and context. It expands our sense of the body as divinity, vulnerability, a map of light and shadow, a testament to skill. The museum invites us to look beyond initial reactions and engage with deeper, more complex stories. Ultimately, what feels shocking in one culture is completely normal in another.